Hello, welcome to Gillette Outdoors. My name is William Gillette, and today we're going to talk about the Go Fire Kit. Alright, let's talk about the fire kit here. Now, inside of the fire kit, when you first open it up, first of all, it's got a little water resistant pod to keep it safe and keep all the parts together. When you open it up here, you're going to see right here in the lid you have a striker. That striker is going to be for the 10 matches that this kit holds. So this kit will hold 10 matches, so you have 10 good fires. Each match is going to be a waterproof match, first of all. Second of all, it's dipped in a plastic substance. After that, it's coated with 4 coats of paraffin wax, and that paraffin wax is actually going to act as a fuel, so that way as you strike the match it burns a little bit longer and it gives you a little more time to get your kindling on fire. And then also in the kit you'll see this little thing here. This is a piece of cotton cord soaked in a fuel and then dipped in 5 coats of paraffin wax, and for each fire that you light you can pull out some of that cotton cord, and that will act as a good kindling and keep the kindling burning for a lot longer, again to help ignite that fire. So this kit right here, again, you should get 10 good fires out of if you ever need it. Alright, so let's talk about the base of your fire and how to build a successful fire using just one match, because when you're in a survival situation, you know, conserving everything that you have is key, because you don't know how long it's going to be before you're either rescued or you make your way out. So let me show you exactly how to start the base of a fire. Now the base of the fire is going to be kindling is what it's called, but there's a lot of different styles of kindling and sizes and all that good stuff. What I like to do is I always like to start here in the south. We have Spanish moss, which is hanging from all the trees. It's very dry, works great as a kindling, works great as a starter, but dry leaves, dead leaves also work great. It actually rained all last night, so these leaves are a little damp, but they still will do. There's a lot of fire potential inside of those dried leaves. And then we also have a lot of pines. Pines are found everywhere, so pine needles have a lot of resin in them, burns very, very easily. It's a great fire starter. So that's going to be your kindling to get the fire going. Once it actually catches and starts going, then you're going to want to move on to something a little bit bigger. Small twigs, maybe if you're, you know, palmetto bushes, things like that. The branches from the palmetto, the saw palmetto palms work really, really good for this size kindling. That would be your first step up to actual wood. And then the key is to slowly step up. You don't want to jump right to a log, because a log is never going to catch fire. So then the next thing you would do is jump up, you know, from this to this, and then you're going to step up from this. Once this gets going really well, then you're going to make another step up and then another step up until finally you have your actual fire burning. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make when they start a fire is they actually try to start the larger sticks and get these going right away, and you just don't have enough heat energy to get this thing going. So you need to start small and use a lot of it, you know, keep that stuff going. So before you even start making your fire, you want to have a lot of this stuff on hand right close by, so you can continue fueling that fire until you get to the point where you're burning larger sticks. Then you can go to logs and branches and things like that. So start small, and you're gonna be successful at it. All right, so I'm just gonna do a little small demonstration. It's a match, so everybody knows how to light a match. Lights just the same way every other match does. This one's just waterproofed, protected, and all that good stuff. And then the cord itself, I'll show you how to use that real quick. So I'm gonna pour out the contents of your kit here. And I'm going to put all the matches back in. And come here. I have this one match here that I'm actually going to use. So for now, if you want to just squeeze this this piece of cord, and you'll see that it comes apart pretty easily. And then you're going to take the stuff that comes out of this cord and you're going to use it to actually soak some of your kindling in here. This is paraffin and some other fuels to help you get this fire going a little easier. Alright, so I'm done with that. Put this back in the kit here. Alright, now I'm going to take the match, and once I get my little nest here where I'm actually going to put the fire, let me go ahead and put some of this down here. And what you want to do is you want to get underneath it and light underneath the kindling. So let it get some air in there, and put your kindling here on the top. Let me go ahead and strike this match here. There we go. And there we go. So now the key is to just keep feeding it the fuel. Keep the kindling going and keep the air to it. So all right. Then you're going to take your little bit larger sticks here, and you don't want to smother it too much, but you want to get them on there. All right. All right. So there you go. Now I'm not going to go into the whole larger build because there we go. Not going to go into the whole larger build because I don't want to start too big of a fire out here. This isn't my piece of property. I have some water and stuff. I'm going to make sure this is out. But in a survival situation, you could see how easily that actually lit. So it's not hard. It's just the steps that you have to take to make a good fire. So you make sure everything is out here. And let me pour some water on this real quick. Now I started working on these kits actually for myself, for personal reasons. Growing up, I've always been into the outdoors, hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, everything. And I've always carried some form of survival kit with me at all times when I was in the outdoors, because I've always, you know, been taught to be prepared for every situation that might come along. When you're that far from home and that far away from people, you need to have something on you, you know, to protect yourself. And well, it actually changed for me when I became an outdoor photographer. So I became an outdoor photographer, and now I'm lugging, you know, tens of hundreds of pounds, it seems like, of gear into the woods, you know, on long treks up mountains, things like that. And the survival kits that I had took up too much space and were too heavy. So those went by the wayside and then were replaced by camera gear. So, you know, it's all about conserving space and conserving weight when you're packing, you know, things like this up. So, you know, we got in a little bit of trouble one time and had some scary moments, and I didn't have anything on me. And at that point I realized that it was irresponsible for me to trek off into the wilderness and not be prepared for, you know, something, at least be a little prepared. So I started trying to find a lightweight, complete, and, you know, small survival kit. And I looked all over the place, and I found some things here and there, but they just weren't offering what I was needing. So I decided 2 years ago that I was going to put one together myself. And, you know, I researched things that actually worked in the real world, and, you know, I found the stuff that I wanted in the kit and then it was just a matter of making it small enough and making it lightweight enough for me to actually carry it all the time. You know, no matter what I have on me, it's got to be small enough for me to carry, and it's got to be functional, and it's got to have just enough in there for me to survive. So that's where these kits actually came from.